Welcome to Who Knew. We are fans of the current series of Doctor Who, and here we discuss our likes, dislikes, and insights into the modern regeneration of the show. Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WhoKnewPodcast. All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com. You can leave comments there or email us at whoknewpodcast@gmail.com. We also have an Instagram and Twitter account. Tweet at us at whoknewpodcast. Find us on Facebook. Today we're taking a quick trip in the TARDIS with Classic Who.
Today it's Who Classic.
Today's episode is The Stones of Blood. This is the third serial in season 16 of Doctor Who, with the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, followed by Romana 1, as they have named her, and she is played by Mary Tam. So this is The Stones of Blood, third serial in season 16, where they are looking to find the key of time. And so today we have John with us. I will throw it to you to see where we are as far as the fourth Doctor and Romana's adventures.
Yes, hello. It's good to be back. It's always good to just be smack dab in the middle of a story arc that most people probably don't know anything about, but nevertheless, a great serial in my opinion, but we'll get to that later. So where are we right now? The key of time. So the Guardians of Time use this to maintain time itself. They control order and chaos throughout the totality of all things that exist. It's the first time I've ever said the word totality. It is a perfect crystalline cube split into 6 pieces, and each Guardian is responsible for a piece. The holder of the completed key also has sole power of its access to the heart, in quotations, of the universe, and can replace it if need be. So basically, kind of, sort of, not really the Infinity Gauntlet.
Before the Infinity Gauntlet was a thing.
Yes. So, where we are in the story is the heart of the universe is wearing out and it needs replacing. The White Guardian, the Guardian of Light in time, is too busy fighting the Black Guardian, the Guardian of Darkness and Chaos. He seeks the help of the Doctor to find the scattered fragments for him. And in doing so, at the beginning of the season, the White Guardian, disguised as the president of Gallifrey, tricks Romana 1, who is also a Time Lord, into being the companion of the Doctor, to assist him in finding all of the keys, or the key of time, and putting it together. She is younger than the Doctor, but considers him inferior because of his final grades at the Academy. The Doctor does not believe he needs her help to find the fragments, and that is kind of where we are in their relationship, where in the first episode she makes a suggestion and he says, "Oh wow, I just came up with an idea," and it's her suggestion. So the core of the key to time is given to Romana, and that is our little wandy finding device that she has. So that's, I don't know if it's known to everyone that is the actual core, but the White Guardian's like, here's this thing, it'll help you find everything you're looking for. And that is where we are.
Thank you for that very succinct summary.
Yeah.
The heart, as you called it, is the Geiger counter making noise thingy that they use. And we had 2 serial stories before this. The first one, I think, was
The Ribos operation, and then Pirate Planet after that.
And those are both very sci-fi, in space, techno-babbly type of things. And fun trivia fact, this is the first time that Romana has been to Earth proper.
Yes, correct.
And the only time.
Yes.
And they picked the most scenic location to go to.
Of course.
Yeah.
This also marks the 100th Doctor Who story in Classic Who.
Oh, wow.
All right, so the Stones of Blood. The Doctor and Romana continue the White Guardian's mission to save the galaxy, but can they even save themselves? This story is written by David Fisher, directed by Daryl Blake. It originally aired from the 28th of October to the 18th of November, 1978. Part 3 had the most views of 9.3 million viewers. So I know we already introduced John, but let's introduce everybody else who is here. Hi, this is Eugene.
Hi, this is Frank.
Hey everyone, it's Kelsey.
Howdy, this is Auburn.
Hey, this is Josh.
The Doctor and Romana are continuing their mission to find the missing pieces of the key to time. They believe the third piece of the key is located on Earth near the Nine Travelers, a Druidic stone circle. They meet Professor Amelia Rumford and her friend Vivien Fay. Vivien believes the circle to be the site of recent Druidic activities. The Doctor discovers the leader of the sect is Leonard de Vries, and is quickly knocked out by him. Back at the circle, Romana hears the Doctor calling to her and follows the voice to a cliffside where she falls off. Talk about a cliffhanger, right?
Whoa, yeah.
Wait, was that the whole episode?
Yeah.
First one.
You'll find that you can summarize full episodes of classic Doctor Who in 1 to 2 sentences, which is
Agreed.
fine. Which
Yes.
is fine, but
So what do you guys think of Romana? Romana
think-
1.
I just keep wanting her to be Ramona.
Why did they call her Romana 1 rather than the first Romana, the second Romana, like we do with the Doctor?
I don't know.
it's not like an official name, but yeah, I do not know why we don't call the Master 4 or something like
Right.
that. So that is, you know what? I've never thought about that until right now.
Yeah, that's why when I introduced this episode, I was like, we have now called her Romana 1. It's not official like we've just discussed.
Yes.
It's funny, whenever we start watching these classic Who's, since we don't do it very often, I'm always like, all right, let's watch this production value situation happening. And then within like 5 minutes, I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen with that? Oh, that's interesting. Oh wait, yeah, that is it. What is that? Ooh, what's going on? So it's just like I get sucked in every time. I think part of it is, I mean, all the Doctors are great, but especially Tom Baker. Like, I'm just like, I just want to keep seeing what he's thinking and doing.
Yeah.
I don't know Tom Baker very well, but this episode at least, I felt like he was a little off. Like, I don't know if that's just typical Tom Baker, but it just felt like he was like a step behind, and maybe that's writing with Romana, yeah, or maybe that was just the writing at the time. Like, there was a lot of dialogue where a character would say something and then the Doctor would like repeat it as did you just say this? And I think today we're a little more efficient with our dialogue because it does then make the Doctor feel.
I don't know if I'm talking about the same thing you are, but like they put in a little, not misogyny, but like he's a little dismissive of her because she's a woman, and then he realizes she's right. I kind of
Multiple times, yes.
Yeah.
yeah, like I think that was a running gag. I also felt, which they do often in Classic Who, they film it more like a play. They just let things run, and because of they're on location, they're on these sets and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of times that they they have to just keep rolling, and then they maybe switch topics or a sentence, or maybe he went up on a line, whereas usually you'd cut that out. But I think they did it. I think I noticed quite a few long takes because of like they were obviously trying to save time on production and stuff. So I don't know if it has to do with that, but I definitely noticed, there was a running gag of him dismissing her and then realizing, oh, she was right. And sometimes he would just concede, if I'm not mistaken, and sometimes he would say, like, make it like it was his idea or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
so
to think
he-
around. Go ahead.
So he basically like Romana has been basically thrust upon him, and our Doctor in his infinite wisdom is like, I don't need anyone's help on this. And he is, I think he's a little intimidated by her, but is not willing to admit it because she is. And it's so funny because not only do we have Romana, who is coming up with great stuff, we have Amelia Rumford, who is, I think, one of my favorite classic Who
for sure.
characters. I just love her. So he has two incredibly capable and intelligent women telling him what to do. And it is a little misogynistic at times, but I think like the core of it is he's still mad that someone was given to him. He's like, I can do this for time and space by myself. I don't need anyone else. But yeah, it's it's both. Why not both? It's both technically.
I was trying to think of the episodes of other TV shows around 78, which would be, Three's Company. And then they had Charlie's Angels. So they play this as well as being a lot of the chauvinist aspects of it. But what I liked about this is that it made him look a little more like a fool for doing that rather
Yes.
than other ones. So it's like, okay, they are addressing it similar to how we did in the United States, but to me, they did make him look foolish for being that chauvinistic. I like that aspect of it.
And he catches himself too. I think at the end in episode, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think in like episode 3 or 4, he exclaims that an idea that was given to him was brilliant, but then he ropes it back in because he's like, oh, I can't let them know that I appreciate their intelligence and input.
Yeah.
I guess
what I got without knowing the backstory, I assumed that she was a companion that just ended up being a lot smarter than the doctor realized when he started traveling with her. And so I thought that was a fun dynamic of like, yeah, he seemed a little irritated that she kept having the right answer, but also I felt kind of respected her because she had the right answer and knew what she was doing. And it also created a lot of really fun moments like the shoe bit. I loved the shoe bit, like where he tells her once, maybe not those shoes, and then he doesn't say anything again, but then it comes back a little later. I don't know. Yeah, I liked their dynamic. I thought it was fun.
Speaking of the shoes, I liked when she put her heel into the dirt because they were trying to figure out how heavy it was. She goes, well, by the compactness of that. And she said it so matter-of-factly, not like showing them up or anything. But to go, no, it's got to be stronger than that because of the compact. It was just smart. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that definitely makes it like the modern Time Lords, when he gets to a planet, he like tastes the air or something and can tell the time and date, or with the water, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, I wish I'd heard of Romana. I'm going to say it wrong the entire
Romana.
But yeah, no, it's good to see at least the first iteration. So are the other ones different regenerations?
Different actors?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's only at least in proper television there are only 2. There's Romana 1 and Romana 2, obviously. Yeah, and I don't think you guys have watched City of Death yet.
Not yet.
I'll just say right now, please have me on for that.
For sure.
That is a Romana 2 story.
Episode, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out where to fit that in.
I was like, I never saw one that had Romana.
Yeah, that's why I figured there's more fan love for Romana 2. So I was like, let's do Romana 1. When I was texting with John and he suggested this. I was like, yeah, this is a good time to do Romana 1.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And Eugene, Auburn, you said it earlier that the way the doctor was like concentrating something else and not listening to the people reminded me a lot of Capaldi, in that he was just, no, I'm doing my own thing, then what? Or remembering it, or wait, I saw that a few minutes ago, let me go figure out what I saw, kind of thing. So to me, that reminded me how Capaldi might have pulled some of that from the fourth. It just made those two more complement each other.
No, I agree. I think that there was moments where, because I am more used to Capaldi now than Tom Baker, at least, their mannerisms were very similar. I had to remind myself, no, that's not Capaldi. That's like old. It's because like they're
the doctor. It's part of the doctor.
Yeah, and they're making I'm sure Capaldi grew up with Baker, or is uses him in his own craft of acting. So yes, I definitely got Capaldi out of watching this serial.
And I will say we've done a couple of Tom Baker stories episodes, and he's the quintessential classic Doctor Who when people think of Doctor Who. And he has a very alien quality to him, I think, especially with his very long stare with his eyes. So it's always good to come back to Tom Baker.
Right.
Yeah. So where was this in his run as the Doctor? Like, how many years had he played the Doctor, or how many episodes had he done or serials had he done?
That's a great question.
Do you have that, John?
I don't have it.
offhand.
I don't have it right now, but I could.
We will
I could
find
get
out.
it for you.
Yeah.
Or do you know how many he would have left? Like what year his like he would have ended?
82, 83?
Oh, okay, so he's still got 4 years of
Something like that.
But
This was season 16.
16, correct.
So he started in season 12. So and he ended in season 18. So we're kind of in the back half or in the middle,
Because he's got a lot of companions. We haven't even done like Adric or Leela.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where has Sarah Jane been a companion yet at this point?
Yes.
Had she?
Yeah, because Ark in Space. So she was
right.
the first
yes,
one. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, because she was with the third Doctor too. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
No, timey-wimey, right?
A lot of stuff.
Especially when we do all these out of order. It's really getting the Doctor's point of view.
Yeah.
I thought it was odd that they actually have a season arc in this one.
Thank you for
Not
bringing
just
that up.
series. Because it's like, this is interesting that there's a whole season arc, which they didn't usually do back then. Because that's why they call them a series. These series are one topic, and then they moved on to something else. So I just thought that was really different. I had not seen that in other years.
And this is the first time that Doctor Who has done a season-wide story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like you alluded to, John, it felt very Infinity Stone. You have 6 MacGuffins.
Yeah.
That you gotta find. I assume that the previous 2 serials, they find one at the end of each of those, or yeah.
Yeah, or it's like something that they're using to do something, and then they're like, "That's mine." Bye. Kind of like that.
Yeah, I did laugh a little bit when he was explaining what combining them all do, which is like kind of in the world or something like that. And I was like, oh, good. I'm glad you're finding them all and putting them together. Like, what is happening? But that's, thank you, John, for explaining like where we are in the full story. Cause
yeah, no worries. But I will say, when I was watching episode 1, I said, this is great that they're just reminding everyone what the mission is. It's almost like they knew that many years later there would be a podcast where people talked about episodes out of order, and it's just great. Thanks, past Doctor Who. It's a nice reminder at the beginning of the episode. I was like, great. Now even I remember where we're at.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't fully understand what they were talking about, but I understood enough. I'm like, all right, I'll figure this out later. And but at the end of the arc, when they put it back together, or they did what they did, I was like, oh yeah, that thing. Like,
yeah.
I have a plot question, because they kept having during the ceremony that the one who was foretold is coming. Was that the Doctor, and was that just to add a creepiness factor? Because it didn't seem to make any sense story-wise. Or am I missing something? Please.
I mean, it could. Yeah, go ahead, John.
It could be the Doctor. It could also be what is her true name? Cesar of the Plos.
Diplos, yeah. Caesarea. Something?
I think that could be like what they're waiting for. But yeah, that is a little, because he shows up at the door when they're doing their cult stuff, right? And they're like, oh, he's here, it's been foretold. But also I think that guy was just completely insane. He didn't know what he's talking about regardless.
A theory just hit me, which I don't know, but being a Time Lord, his blood would be different, and so that was the foretell that she was trying to get him there.
That's why I think you could take it either way.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that could definitely be it. So
my brain goes to all these other weird places, and then usually they slap me down, but then every once in a while I come up with something.
There was a moment that I thought was entertaining and kept my attention, but it doesn't seem like it would, is when they were talking about the paintings that weren't there. Like, on paper, that's very, very boring, and like, but I loved it. Like, I was like, I can't believe I'm enjoying this moment.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Like, this means something.
Yeah. And the Brazilian woman, if she was there.
Too good.
It'll pay off later, which is weird that they normally don't pay off like that, but this one does.
And again, I forgot about that. So when it did start to pay off later, again, I was like, oh yeah, the paintings. That's really cool. Yeah, just weird. Him and this posh butler type person just going around the. I thought this whole episode was a great setup. As we've been talking about it, and I have it playing in front of me, like a lot happens. A lot of locales, a lot of characters, a lot of different things. You have the druids, and you have the head druid in disguise. Then he switches his personality to, pretending to be that caretaker or curator or whatever. The doctor's going from different things. We have the old woman, we have the younger scientist, we have Romana. We have different locations. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and it really feels like it's got a lot of scope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so sorry, before we move on, the original cliffhanger to this episode was we do actually see, it's in the script, Tom Baker push her off a cliff. And Tom Baker said, "That's not going to work for me, brother. The doctor, we already did mind control doctor stuff, and I don't want kids to see me pushing the companion off the cliff." So they came up with the compromise of just using his voice and then referring to the doctor pushing her off instead of actually showing it.
That does clarify, because I thought, where we're seeing the doctor, he's been knocked out and things, so is it mind control? Is it what? How? And I totally forgot the transformation of the device. Just didn't think it's a device because I was thinking her. So it got me as a cliffhanger going, I don't get it. But they explained it well right afterwards when they came back for the second one. So it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And this, not showing it, makes a lot of sense. So I didn't like that at the beginning. I wanted to see more, but I get that now. Thank you, John, for giving me that.
Yeah, no worries. I went back to when we covered it for Podcastica, and I listened to the story notes that Taylor put together. So thank you, Taylor.
That was what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah. Ugh.
The ending of this first episode, the production of falling off the cliff, was one of the few that took me out a little bit. Like if it was green screen or digitally done. Okay.
That's in the second episode.
I mean, there's a lot of blue screen because the green screen didn't exist, but then but it was a lot of day for night shots and a lot of like
day for night doesn't bother me. I mean, that's whatever.
I think that Eugene's right. I think what you're talking about is in the next episode.
Well, it's when she's looking up. It's like down shot with the ocean behind her.
Oh, right.
Real bad to me today.
No, for sure.
Well, yeah, because
they both got at the top of the cliff.
The footage itself was shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that's the only shot you had to put that behind her?
Again, we have to think about tube TVs would have disguised a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And maybe black and... Oh, no, this is the 70s. People had color TVs. Anyway, production thing, because that's what we're talking about. It reminded me of that they chose to shoot this all in video instead of using film for the exteriors. So that's why some of the shots on the outside they kind of look flat to me. I wish they would have done more with the lighting. But it gives a consistent look across the board, which they kind of did that overall in Sylvester McCoy's run, where everything was shot on the same kind of stock.
Because I'm sure, like the early video cameras, TV cameras, they were like these big honking things that were like the I Love Lucy cameras, where they had to be in the studio, being wheeled around.
Right.
It was also a choice of the director, Daryl Blake. He wanted to he noticed that discontinuity that we see when we see video versus film edited together. So he wanted to make it all the same.
But film for the interiors, like the soundstagey looking scenes, did you say film for the interiors or video for it all?
So this one is all video cameras.
Oh, okay.
Say one last thing. I do like the sets and like how staged. I do like the theatricality of a lot of it. Like I don't know if they're painted black or have black curtains, but I do like the black box kind of feeling where you have like one set piece that defines an area, but then the rest of it's just darkness behind the characters. I don't know why. I
like that too, because it reminded me a lot of Terry Gilliam's pre-digital stuff like Brazil or Time Bandits, where there's one set piece and then everything else is like the void.
Mhm.
The Doctor awakes to find De Vries about to sacrifice him to Cailleach, the Druidic goddess of war and magic. Rumford interrupts and frees the Doctor, but De Vries escapes. The Doctor uses K9 to find Romana, and they pull her off the cliff. Later, at De Vries' home, the Doctor and K9 find him and his assistant crushed to death. Then they are attacked by the giant living stones, but K9 uses his laser beam to drive them away. Rumford and the Doctor find paintings of the previous house owners that all have the same face of Vivien Fay. At the circle, Vivien fires at Romana, who disappears.
All right, K9's in this episode.
Another reason why I wanted to do this, because it's got like all the classic hallmarks, touchstones of classic Doctor Who.
Touchstones and Bloodstones, is that it?
Ooh, that's a good alternate title.
I like how literal K9 is. Like earlier, Romana asked him about what's tennis, and he's like table or field or whatever, and
field or lawn.
Like, oh, forget it. And he's like, okay, erasing all my data about
Oh
tennis.
yeah,
Yeah.
he just erases K9. I don't know if that ever comes back though. I would be interested to know if it does, like in future episode. Where he's like, I don't know what that is, but the "Have I got a dog" line is just killer. I loved that.
Oh, yeah. And he was like, the Doctor's like, K9, you've always wanted to be a bloodhound. I have not, sir.
Yes, you have. So good.
And then he says, this is all the rage in New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah. So that was
You were around in that time frame, Josh. Was that true?
I don't think I was at Trenton by what year was this? 78? I don't think I had been to Trenton yet.
When the Doctor is about to get sacrificed from De Vries, he goes, "Hello, I hope that knife has been properly sterilized." Yes. You can catch all sorts of things from a dirty knife, lockjaw, tinnitus, and not to mention staphylococcus. But he says it weird.
Yeah, he does say it weird, but I thought it was odd because, lockjaw is tetanus. Or lockjaw is the symptom you get when you have tetanus.
I just find that funny. It reminded me of True Lies when Arnold Schwarzenegger is getting interrogated and he gets injected with the truth serum, if you will, and he's like, "I hope you swab that with alcohol."
Right.
I do love that this cult that has seemingly been sacrificing people forever, and there's like 12 of them. They are all extremely frightened of a single older woman not riding a bike, walking a bike down the street.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, we gotta go.
Guarantee you that woman does not know how to ride a bike.
Probably not.
or it was too bumpy to actually ride.
Oh yeah, that actually, maybe that's it, because
the line actually was something about someone on a bike or riding, and then cut to she's just like walking it. I really liked her. I thought she would have ended up making a really good companion.
100%. She is so I completely forgot because it's been 6 years since I watched this, but she's so excited about science.
Yeah.
And the mystery of what's going on. And it's just, at first, like the Doctor, I think, and throughout, he's doing the same thing he's doing with Romana. But in the first episode, he's like, "Oh, Romana, here's this," and he just walks away. Like, he doesn't want to talk to her at all. But by the end, he knows how valuable she is. And yeah, she's just great, man. Like, just very excited. Just almost like happy to be here, but like more than that is just so great.
She reminded me a lot of Maggie Smith.
Yeah. In fact, I was really looking at her like, is that Maggie Smith? And then I was like, no, it's 1978. That's what she looked like 40 years after. And she's in almost. She's practically the co-star.
Yeah.
In fact, in some of the bit parts of the episodes, I think she's in it more than Romana.
Mm-hmm. Then K9 needs repairing. I was kind of, I know this is old, but I was like, oh no, is K9 going to be okay?
It was pretty violent. I mean, they mentioned the guy's head was crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they didn't show any of it, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
The stone monsters like was another thing that was like, really? Like it was hard to.
Yeah,
The
you
ogre.
laughed at them.
Hard to
Yeah,
You laughed at
I
them.
laughed at them every time, probably.
I mean, yeah, they're basically deadly Kool-Aid men. Just-
Was it this first one where they escaped, like him and
Rumford?
Mary? Yes,
Oh, no.
the other doctor.
Yeah.
And once they got out, she was like,
Yeah,
oh, that was a close escape, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't like
No, that was far.
very
Yeah.
slow. You guys- yeah.
Oh, I think
So-
she's like, we barely made it
Yeah,
out
we
of there
barely
with
made it.
lives.
And I can't remember if it was in the end of the first episode or the beginning of the second, where they showed the crow lady like in her outfit and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's a. I thought it was an outfit that someone was wearing, and then I thought, oh no, wait, this is Doctor Who. That could be an alien. That
Yeah.
could. So, and then I'm sitting there waiting to find out, is that a person wearing a mask or is that just Doctor Who special effects?
You're referring to that Cailleach.
Yeah.
I love that outfit, honestly. I was like, oh, I love the mask, and I love that it was just like almost like is it a ghillie suit? Is that what they're?
Mhm.
It was just like a
sniper
black and
suit.
white. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like a black and white ghillie suit with a crazy mask.
But yeah, DeVries is very committed to his cause, like the actor and the character. I'm like, this guy, whatever they wrote was perfect for this actor
Yeah,
because he's hamming it up in all the right possible moments.
the too late line, too late.
And then with his mother,
Oh.
I don't believe that that's his
Is that
mother
his
for
mother?
one bit.
That was his mother? I thought it was like his lover or something.
Mother. Like
Didn't
at one
he-
time I heard
Yeah,
he
I
called
heard him refer to her.
Martha, but then at another time it sounded like he called her mother, so we
That's
weren't
what I
sure.
remember.
Oh,
Is it like a British thing where you just call all women mother?
I hope not.
The only time I've heard that, like Eugene, like Albert, God, is saying is when they have kids.
Hmm.
You know, they call each other mother, father in
So in
storylines.
on TARDIS Wiki, it says it kills him and his friend
Mm,
Martha.
Martha. So it was Martha.
okay.
Mother, Martha, mother, Martha. It's all in the accent.
hello, Martha.
Hello, Martha. Okay.
Why did you say that name? Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name. It's his mother's name.
I mean, the doctor gets knocked out twice in this. It was like, I'm surprised. It just,
And not even a full episode in between knockouts.
Yeah.
Was that like something that Tom Baker did a lot? Would people like knock him
Get
out?
knocked out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Don't like some of them have like funny things that they do, right?
I feel like he gets knocked out a decent amount. I feel like a lot of classic Who's they're like, we can't do anything like nefarious, too
Yeah.
nefarious to him. Like we can't shoot him or with anything. Like let's just hit him in the back of the head and then tie him up. That's pretty much.
It does make a good cliffhanger. Like the doctor's unconscious. Oh no! Like
Yeah. Oh no, not again.
But
I
yet he
think it's
wakes
just
up
more
like
of a-
he's been sleeping. He's just like, oh, hello.
Yes.
I did find it interesting watching it another time, or the second time, was that the doctor was using the divining rod, the stick, the wand,
Yes.
to find the piece. And he goes, okay, he and Romana were up on the top of the hill going, okay, wait, point it at it now. And then they come into the scene, and it's, from what I got together, it's definitely Miss Fay is who he was waiting for her to be there. And then saying, now we can find it because she's here. It's her. Somehow.
So he knew.
So at that point, it just seemed like it, because then I rewound and watched it again. It's like, that's how I take it on that bit of a scene, how he knew that justified things for him, that Tom Baker, I think, acted like he knew it was definitely her. She's it somehow. Not exactly sure why she's reading as the piece, but it's her.
Oh, it's because of the
Necklace.
The
yeah.
necklace. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
and when she's like, "Oh, wow, what's going on over there? We should go look." And she's like, "You're hurting me," and then just shoves her in there and blasts her.
Well, she's already wearing the costume too. Like,
Yeah,
shouldn't that be a
yes,
clue?
yeah.
No, this is before that, when they first
Before that?
show up. Yeah. When Romana and
Okay, we're talking about. Okay, got
We're
it.
talking about I'm talking about
Yeah.
the end of the episode.
Yeah, I'm talking about that part.
I was suspicious because she just was wearing too nice of clothes out in the marshes. Like she just came from a business meeting. I did appreciate her costume in the way, or her wardrobe in the way of like she stood out from the others. The others are in earth tones, and she was definitely separated from them.
Right? Like they had her in more like white clothes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so when they told the story about the
white.
white guardian, I expected her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
yeah.
that not having seen the first two series, probably set
Well,
it up.
I think it was to kind of like subliminally ish separate her from the rest of the characters, but also it's in the color scheme that the Crow lady outfit,
Mhm.
and also later on in the episodes with her alienness. So it's just,
Yeah.
but they could have dressed her in white and not had it look like she just came from a business meeting.
And something that Brian and I talk about, and Brian always brings up, is that he hates it when the bad guy doesn't play the bad guy for the first part, but once you find out, his whole character changes. His whole performance changes into the bad guy. But she kept it all the way through. It's like you felt something at the beginning and you knew something was off. So I liked that there was that consistency. It was a little over the top, but it's still.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if her acting was kind of bad or at first, like she was just playing this part. La, da, 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 da. But then when everything was revealed, it made a lot of sense that she was playing a part.
Right. And I think she had fun with it. It was that definitely twirling act as well. But she had fun.
Towards the end, there is a shot of, I think, well, it has to be Romana because that's the only other person that goes into the TARDIS. But the ravens on top of the TARDIS, I was like, that's severely metal. I love that.
Well, it could be a callback to, or not a callback, but a reference, like if we're doing Modern Who with Face the Raven.
Could be.
It was after, I think, they were warned that the ravens are her eyes.
Yeah.
In the other scene. So you can see, okay, definitely watching her.
That was really good, though, to see that like practically done when she comes out of the. It was great. So now that we've seen the Ogre, which are the moving stone sort of bouncers, I guess, I don't know, Kool-Aid men.
Yes.
They were in the original script. They were supposed to be humanoid rock creatures. So that's why in that original first episode, Romana puts her foot inside a footprint. Like these stone ogre are gliding.
Oh.
I was about to say, I was like, oh yeah, that never came back, did it? Like,
right.
But that's why.
I didn't get that. Thank you.
Do you have any details on aside from the obvious, why they didn't go with that?
I think it's just budgetary.
So they're more
reasons.
like mobs. I just keep.
This is,
But yeah, they had to. They were gliding. They should have been.
Yeah.
And I did not go back and watch this again to like see if that was correct. But when K9 is injured and he's upside down and they're like in there and they're taking out like shredded paper.
Yeah.
And so my question is, like, was someone on the set like doing K9's lines? Or because like the first line that he says is he's like, no, just what was it like, or take me, there's no way to save me. He basically says like, there's no way to save me, just recycle me for parts. And the woman playing the professor, she covers her mouth with her hand at that moment and kind of walks away. I was like, oh, did she? It kind of looked like she cracked.
I'm actually there right now, coincidentally. She does cover her mouth. She looks upset, but she may just be covering, but you can't quite tell.
I take it as she's
upset.
Yeah, she's
worried. Upset.
Yeah, that's how I took it.
The shredded paper, I was just like, so do people in the 70s just not have shredders anywhere? Like
But
is that new technology? Like when bubble wrap, I'm sure looked like, oh, what is that?
Yeah. So yeah, the voice of K9 was John Leeson, and he was on set, and I assume he and Beatrix Lehman, who played Amelia Rumford, at least according to the wiki, he took a lot of pictures of her while they were filming. So as a gift, she gave him a brand new camera. So he was on set doing the voice. So it could be possible that she was just like, this is ridiculous.
And then,
Oh yeah, okay. So there's this one bit here. It's just playing right now, where Tom Baker like freaks out really quick when he says, "Brilliant! That's brilliant." Here, let me.
Yes.
But it was so over the top, and then he like hair back like he's in a shampoo commercial.
do we learn that it's the globulin in the blood that the Cailleach is after?
I think we learned that after the one guy in
The
March
sacrifice? Because
died.
they pour the blood on the stone.
I think
Yes.
the two druid people talk to each other about it. No.
Maybe. And then the doctor explains it to Rumford. She's like, "What is globulin?"
Because he finds that out after the I need crystals talk, right? Isn't that
Maybe.
give me crystals?
No, isn't that in the third episode?
I think it is. So I think it might be a later
Okay.
reveal.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, we do see the blood being poured on the stone in this episode. I remember that.
Yes, that's like when we see her in the raven costume.
Mhm.
I assume that's what it is. And then we get the big reveal, I think, with the paintings at the end,
Mhm.
where they find that room with all the it's just different paintings of her. Yeah.
Yeah, the priest hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Okay.
yes.
We forgot
Oh,
to
and he
that up. What's a priest hole?
a secret compartment built into a house to hide Catholic priests during the times of persecution in England.
So it's when the Church of England came to power.
And sometimes they'd have to be there for days. So it wasn't too small, but they'd have to house them for a while.
And then episode 2 ends with Vivien Fay zapping Romana. We don't know what yet, but she zaps her.
She gone.
With another wand.
That's
Yes.
true. That's true.
Her staff of righteousness. How's that?
The set dressings are quite extensive. I mean, they still sort of look like sets, but like it's really a rich environment everywhere, except for that one all black room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So so another reason for doing this episode is that sort of library, old school looking manor reminded me a lot of what we just did was Knock Knock, with that old house that Bill and her friends go and try to get a cheap rent in.
Oh man.
Vivien tells the doctor that Romana will be safe if they stop investigating, and then she disappears too. The doctor identifies the living stones as ogre who feed on blood. He quickly builds a device to follow Romana to a hyperspace craft where he is able to free her. He breaks the seal on the ship and is confronted by Megara, floating lights who are justice machines. They tell the doctor that he is to be tried and executed. In the meantime, Vivien destroys the doctor's machine, trapping them in hyperspace forever. So this is where we learn about the blood.
Well, and yes, and we also learned that none can escape the Megara, which is just, I completely forgot about. Like, this is also a great thing about Classic Who is it's like you're doing one thing and then halfway through you're doing another thing and you're like,
Right.
wait, what is going on here? I also love that the Doctor uses the Sonic to smash something instead of
Yes.
Yeah.
which I wonder if that was a Tom Baker choice because we already have a wand and then we already have a staff and they're both doing like sci-fi stuff and he's like, I'm just gonna smash this thing.
Well, I think they had to have planned that because I don't know how strong that would have been. What
Oh,
they would have
yeah.
made that plate of. But I do think that it was just great. And then his look, it just got everybody. You know, it's like, oh, good. Well, it made a noise. It's Sonic.
Yep.
And then we get a reference, the Wyrn, the green bug-like alien that he sees, not the skeleton that falls out, but then there's
Right.
a Wyrn body in one of the
Yeah.
chambers, which is from the Ark in Space with Sarah Jane
Yes.
that we covered.
I think that was a great little Easter egg back then, a little
Yeah.
nod. And again, it's not anything focused on, so if you didn't know, it didn't really matter. But I saw it too, and was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, and when they're in the basement looking at the paintings, and then the doctor's explaining to Rumford, "Oh, this is the same person. This is your associate, Vivien Fay." And she goes, "How? Like, she's that old? How is that possible?" Like, what's 150 years when you're 4,000? It's funny coming from a Time Lord.
Yes.
I did not like how the ogre looked because I didn't like the lights inside. But then saying, "Oh, these are living creatures," okay, that's why you wanted to make it different than just a rock. So it was like I bought into it more after that explanation,
Yeah, I mean, they had to do something to it.
which I understood. But it just seemed odd. Going, well, why do they have lights? They're rocks.
I
Even if
think
they're trying to
it's-
use them some way.
I think it's because when it falls off the cliff, they needed to show it sinking so that the light indicates that it's dropping.
They can't breathe.
I will admit that I fell asleep during some of the beginning of
Yes,
this
you did.
episode, but I woke up to the miniatures in the hyperspace, and I could not tell what it was. So that was the other thing that I will say took me out of this episode. The exteriors of, I think it's a spaceship.
It's spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any insight?
Kind of looks like a space station as well.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean, I think like it was one of the close-ups of like one of the pods, like not the whole thing. So I was just very confused. It looked,
Yeah,
like,
they did a real slow out zoom on that model, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I don't know if it needed to be that slow.
Didn't need to be that long either.
Yeah.
First time, but one of the times when we see the exterior, it comes right after a line of the Doctor or Romana. Someone says this place is huge, and then so I think we're supposed to get the sense that like they're in just one little section maybe, and
yeah,
it's-
it felt a little connects. Do you remember
Mhm.
those
Yes.
plastic?
It
Yeah.
it felt very, let's just see what we have in our shed, put it together. Here you go.
And only because I woke up to it, I was like, "What? What is this?" I think hurt the presentation. But that is on me. I can't blame the production for that.
So, were you awake for probably my least favorite part of this when two innocent campers are just hanging out?
No,
you were asleep.
No,
I don't remember that.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, go back and watch that.
I
or
will.
even
I will,
not
'cause I do
May.
like
Well,
it.
she is.
I guess it was to show that they are indeed a threat, but at the same time, I was like, geez, like, couldn't we have done this with one of the like cult members? They like
Yeah.
accidentally fall over and touch it or something. Like, these two people are just having a getaway.
these two hippies.
Yeah.
Yeah, stone vampires. Very weird
Yeah.
concept. Yeah, they pushed the ogre off a cliff like a matador with a bull.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all it takes. This extremely slow-moving, immense threat.
Yeah.
Just
Again,
move out of its way.
Same tactics as Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
And the way that the doctor pulls it off, he's doing his best Bugs Bunny. Ole.
Yes.
That was too much. But it was fun.
But
It was
but
just
that,
like,
sorry,
"Oh."
that line of how do you kill a stone? It just reminded me of Blink because of the stone angels, the weeping angels. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
timey-wimey. I'm not saying they're connected. I'm just saying it reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Megara coming out of the seal either, but I did like the idea of like aliens. I like aliens that aren't like people. So like even though
I love the
was-
Megara.
yeah, it is cool. I guess it reminds me a lot of the Q or something similar. Like I don't think they have unlimited power, but you know,
Tulane. Yeah.
yeah, or Tulane, yeah.
Yeah, that was done practically. The Megara on camera.
Like they had
They-
somebody there.
Yeah, because you notice that the blinking or the intensity synced up with the words that they were saying.
Yeah, something was done. I don't know how they did it, but it was
You want me to? I'm going to tell you. You want-
Oh, please.
So they had two people, because there's two Megaras, two people voicing them, and then two people doing puppetry for the Megara, as far as the lights. So they had a light source for the puppeteers. They were all dressed in black, so you couldn't see them. They were filmed against a black background, and then they superimposed that using like a chroma key, I think it was a chroma key to put it on screen live. So that's why when they're talking to Tom Baker, the intensity of the lights sync up with the voices.
Nice.
I love it. Unfortunately, this is also the only time they've ever been used in
They've been locked
any
away.
meet. Well, I mean, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. He's like, oh, we have 4,000 year head start. They could figure it out. Come on, bring the Megara back. for some.
I mean, I even like what they did
Aw.
with the voice modulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's a very good alien. It's a very interesting alien that could easily come back even today.
But they're machines, right?
Justice
Justice
machines.
Right.
That's right.
So they replaced them with live things like rhinos to be the
Oh.
police.
Oh, the
But
Jadoon.
they said they were organic machines, or I think at some point, didn't they?
I just remember justice machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did say they were organic.
Hmm.
I like the gag of next to Ramona being chained up is a robot who's like a skeleton robot, as if a robot would decompose.
Yes. Oh man.
And going back to Star Trek, did anyone else hear the transporter?
Yes.
You know, when they were going through the hyperspace and everything, that sound was changed.
Oh, is
Even at the
it?
beginning, there was just that sound. Oh my God, they have the transporter sound.
I may have noticed. I think that sounds like that are so a part of my life that like I may have I may have not even noticed.
Oh, so sorry, going back to when they're outrunning the Megara, I think this is why I like Rumford, because she's thrilled that they're doing this.
She loves it. She
Yeah.
loves everything that is happening, and it's the best.
Well, she's not only that, but she's just like questioning things with her science or what she knows. She goes, silicon-based life form is unknown, unheard of, impossible. And then the doctor goes, maybe it doesn't realize that.
Yes.
And then after that, they get away. She wants to track them down, not the doctor saying, let's track them to their lair, but she does that.
Yeah.
And I like that about her.
Yeah.
She was very also energetic. I mean, she was 75, I think, when she did this.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but she was constantly moving. And I could
Yeah.
see at 75, I don't want to ride a bike. You know, just hold it and push it.
She was around when they invented bikes. She used to ride one of those big wheels, little wheel bikes.
It's a little bit old there. But never mind.
I do like how they set up all of these things that go wrong to make all their tasks difficult. Like,
Mhm.
you know, the first day, it's not that this is wrong, but like she's going to open the door with the gizmo every 30 minutes. But something goes wrong with the gizmo, then someone else shows up. They have K9 who can do all this stuff, but he's slightly incapacitated, so like he's not at full strength. The doctor can do all these things, but he has to sit there and play barrister to the justice machines, and so there's a lot of things that are like getting in the way, making every task that much more difficult. So there's like stories within the story, and I really liked it.
Yeah, normally we would say that's filler, but in this case, in this story, in Stones of Blood, it kind of works. They're roadblocks.
Yeah, I think at this point in this main story, it's simple. We know who the
Yeah.
bad guy is. We know what needs to be done. You know, they just have to fight or do whatever, and then it's over. Like the mystery is over, which is I think the first two episodes. The first two episodes are based on what is the mystery of what's going on. Then it becomes, instead of like a cognitive threat or whatever, it's now a physical threat. And have that each person has their own physical threat to get through, to get to the next phase. Because each phase, I mean, basically, as soon as they see that she's who she is, it's over. You know. So, but it was really pretty brilliant, I think.
There's also things where the companion is always separated from the doctor, but I like the way they did it in this one.
Yeah, well, everything had a reason.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you even though she didn't seem weak being as old as she was, what's her name? Rumsfeld?
Rumford.
Rumford.
She still was, you know, an elderly woman who you just automatically feel, you know, threat against during these physical things that are happening. But I guess it's like, who is the best type of person to run away from a rock? I guess an old lady could do that.
Well, she was booking it too. I mean, when they were being chased, when they're leaving the house, they had some great lines, which I remember, where she's saying, because she sees it coming, the rock, it's coming closer. That's impossible. And the doctor taking that a different way. No, it isn't. We're standing still. So, that was a great line. You know how I like the double meanings of that thing. So I
Yeah.
thought that was great. And then when they're about to go off the cliff, her attitude and stuff. Doctor, I know you're under considerable strain, but keep a grip on yourself as he's doing the bull. It's like they worked well together. They were so fun.
Yeah.
I will say too, the choreography, because the way that the Megara, is that right?
The
Megara,
are
yes.
the
Yeah,
light.
the way they would move around the screen, that's done by basically whatever camera is filming them, moving the camera. So they have to also be looking at the screen that they're superimposed upon. So there's a lot of choreography going on with this, considering.
Yeah.
One moment that I found funny was when the doctor finally gets to the spaceship and his teleportation. He's kind of, I mean, practically they did it where he's spinning around.
Yeah, the spin.
And then they just like fade him into the current position, and it felt like Tom Baker was like, "Oh, I was spun too fast. Let me just compose
Yeah.
myself before
Yeah.
he started doing his thing."
I wish they would have not shown his feet. Then it would at least made it look like he was actually spinning,
Yeah.
not like he was like,
Yeah.
maybe for this time when I teleport, I'll try spinning in a circle, see what that feels like.
It reminded me of Deborah Winger when she was Wonder Girl in Wonder Woman. Because Linda Carter did it well, and the Deborah Winger did this kind of spin and threw herself off. So,
I mean, I do love that this is a dry run for Trial of a Time Lord, kind of.
That is true with what happens with the Tom Baker and the Justice Machines.
Except it's it's not. It's a little later. That's
Yeah.
the only. Is that the only? Well, no, technically it's not. That's the only other like series long arc
In Classic
until
Who? Yeah.
in Classic Who until Flux.
Well, yeah.
There's probably one before it, but Flux is probably the
most
other one.
blatant one.
Anyway.
So episode 3 ends with the Doctor and Romana being trapped on the ship because Rumford wasn't able to beam them back due to Vivien destroying the device. I kind of, like Josh was mentioning earlier, I like these roadblocks because it's a plan, like every 30 minutes, turn it on. And then she does it. She can't. And I was like, oh no, how are they going to get back? Are they stuck in hyperspace?
and something I found different that I liked is that when I think of alternate worlds and the parallel worlds crossing over, there's still the planet there. I mean, it's just
Yes.
like you're crossing over. This is hyperspace. It's a whole different dimension, but there's a link there at that point. But there was no planet around the ship because it's off in a different spot. So it's not necessarily an equivalent universe. It's hyperspace, which is totally different. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Well, the way they're telling us what hyperspace is, yeah.
Right,
Yes.
but that's what I thought was really different, which was like, oh my gosh, that's why there's no planet, and it's over it, but it's in a different spot where there is
Yeah.
no planet. I just thought that was a nice idea.
At the Doctor's trial, Romana testifies that the Doctor broke the seal to protect the Megara. They explain that they have been searching for 4,000 years to find Cesar of Diplos, who has the Great Seal of Diplos. The Doctor is found guilty, but grabs Vivien just as the Megara shoot to kill him, dividing the energy and saving them both. Examining Vivien, they discover she is the Cesar of Diplos. They sentence her to lifelong imprisonment and transform her into a stone in the circle. At the last moment before she changes, the Doctor grabs the seal, which is actually the third piece of the key to time. The Doctor and Romana say goodbye to Rumford and then put the piece of the key with the other two.
How just and then the Megara, what the Doctor does something to like
He uses his key fob to lock the doors so they just disappear. Yeah, no, he does something. He reverses the polarity of the neutron flow or something like that, and then he hits a button and sends them. I think he says we have a couple of 1,000-year head start until they can come back. So they basically just go.
That's right.
That's it. That's what they do, which
It's
is
something to do
fine.
with something to do with the seal's power because it can transfigure people. That's why she transfigured to look like the Doctor because she had the seal. The seal has these different power things.
He had, according again to the wiki, he had preset the controls before he left the ship and hoped it would give him a couple 1,000 years grace.
Oh, okay.
So they were going back to Diplos,
Yes.
but didn't he steal the seal that they were going to bring back to Diplos?
Yeah, that's why he sent them away.
Okay.
So there's 1,000 years for the Megara to come
Okay.
back.
Oh, he knew he was doing that to them. To
Yeah. Oh, yes.
steal. Okay. Very British.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the very final episode of Doctor Who is going to be the Megara being like, "Here we are now. We're killing him," and that'll be it.
That would be a great long game. I thought the makeup on Vivien looked great.
Yeah.
If you put her against her human look, I'm like, these are two different people.
Yeah.
And I researched this. There are photos of her without as much silver makeup, and it doesn't look as good. Like, I'm glad they went all the way with the silver makeup.
Yeah.
Mm.
That must have been like an entire day in the makeup chair.
Oh, I bet. I think that's why she's only in it for what, most of fourth episode and a little bit of the third. So they probably shot those in the same time.
And I had my reputation to think of. It's like, can't tell anybody about that.
Yes.
Yeah, when Rumford sees the TARDIS disappear, yeah, that was funny.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of wraps up. I guess so one thing that I was thinking about after John told us that Romana is a Time Lord is our time with Clara and how she kind of became like more of a wanting to be the Time Lord, right?
Or
Like that's kind of like
yeah.
more like the Doctor. Where do you feel, John, you probably know Romana better, did they have the same issues like in classic Who, or were they like, how do they prevent
Where you mean that
like Romana
would be
over,
like, I want to be over. No, that doesn't really.
or take the place of the Doctor?
No, that doesn't really. Well, I think also because she doesn't want to be the Doctor because she considers herself his superior in every which way. So I think that seems to be the through line on Romana that I remember. I'm not sure if that goes to Romana 2, but at least with Romana 1, it's like, yeah, you're an idiot and I'm smarter than you. So she has no desire to be him or be like him.
That makes a lot of sense. Like they're coming at it from different directions, where like Romana's like descending to the Doctor's level, where we felt like Clara was trying to like go above her station, maybe, at least in those hierarchy.
Yeah.
And I did like it where she goes, "Oh, we're on Earth. Okay, your favorite planet." Everybody knows it's your favorite planet.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. I love that we get one last like the Doctor is a moron thing where he puts the necklace and it turns into the other part of the key to time, and he doesn't know how to put it together at all.
Yes.
And it's half of it. Like you could at least figure it out a little bit. And I just love that Romana's just like, you're an absolute moron. Like,
yes.
Can't even put this together. She says a lot without saying anything, and he does the same thing in that moment. It's just very good way to end the episode.
And she doesn't overplay it.
No.
So that's good.
Watching episodes like this does make me like kind of miss the fact that in our modern Who, we don't really get Time Lords that are like the Doctor's equal. We get like, the fringes of Time Lords, like the Master a bunch. But yeah, it would be interesting to see more of these characters that like challenge the Doctor, but don't like care enough to challenge the Doctor, right? Like the Master's obsessed, but like Romana is just like you guys are saying, like she feels like she's got better marks, is like a better Time Lord, is like smarter, and so it is fun to see like that aspect where like she is more advanced and cares less about the Doctor. Like the Doctor is still punching and like getting in his licks, but it's fun to see this other side of the Doctor that we don't get to see.
Yeah. Also, Romana uses the TARDIS wardrobe, I think, more than anybody has up.
Dude, that was wild. Was it 3 costume changes in
I believe so.
1.5 episodes?
Yeah, because it's
crazy.
It's the costume she had from the pirate planet, the last episode. And then she changes into the heels with the Kangol hat.
Yes.
And then she changes into what she ends up being for the rest of the pink magenta thing. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool that they got to use the wardrobe in a different, a more way that we would use it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and I noticed the At the end scene when Vivien is being sentenced to become a stone, the actress is like, "Oh no, let me find my mark. Oh no."
I make my shape.
Yeah.
Could have went with a better shape, honestly.
Well, I think the rock was made first.
Department was like, "You're standing like this. We're not making another rock.
Exactly.
This is how you're standing."
But they also couldn't make her humanoid because they switched that plan.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Which I guess in the end makes more sense and feels like more of a punishment. Because if you're like humanoid, she's like, great, now I'm a rock thing and I can just do whatever I want, like, and walk around.
Wow, it all of a sudden flashed in my brain about, the Martha Doctor episode in the past with the family of blood. Oh, blood. Ooh, connection. But
Oh,
he puts them in some kind of that situation. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I didn't make that connection. I don't know, something you said just
yeah.
triggered that in my head.
Ooh. That feels like a little more like you're going here because I'm, yeah, instead of like this is the doctor using a third party to be like, haha, now you're a rock person, instead
Right.
of the doctor being like, have fun in purgatory.
Yeah, he wasn't that harsh. in
Yeah,
that way.
wasn't Time Lord victorious.
He didn't kill everybody yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just got me. That was funny. The puppy.
Yeah.
A little bit of a throwback to the educational directive. I don't know how accurate like the history of these circles. Like I know they're not alien portals, but it was interesting to hear a few of the circles around the aisles because yes, of course, when I saw it, I was like Stonehenge, but that doesn't-
Stonehenge. Yeah.
yeah.
It's another henge.
Mhm.
Yes.
Rockhenge.
Rockhenge.
But it is accurate enough because those are used for celestial objects.
I didn't take it that every, is it a henge? I was making a joke, but I don't even. I wouldn't think that everyone is that it implies that everyone's like that.
It looks. What do they call it? Let me see here. They call it a stone circle,
Okay, there you go.
and I think some of them were stones, but not all of them. I think like 3 or 4 of them were the orgy.
Ogre.
Ogre.
Orgy is a different thing.
What is that? Can
So,
we talk?
like-
can we
like
talk
say-
about that on this or no?
That's what happens. Yeah, after dark.
Oh, I will say that Cailleach is Gaelic for old woman.
Oh.
All right.
No, I mean, even at the beginning, like, if you all have seen Outlander, like I was, feeling those kind of vibes from the Stones and the time, like, aspect of it and the hyperspace. So yeah, no, definitely a very, like, nice, like, a lot of modern storytelling and ideas that, like from the whole pace of the season instead of the series, I think would make sense today for a lot of viewers, like the finding the stones, a lot of the stuff. So this definitely feels like we're in the modern era of like
Yeah.
TV story rather than like some of the older classics that we've watched.
Yeah, I agree. So we mentioned Mary Tam as Romana. She passed away of cancer in 2012. This is the only season that she did, because as we mentioned before, Romana regenerates into Romana 2, which is a different actress. And she was brought on board. Originally, she was not going to do Doctor Who, and they sold her on it because they wanted somebody to be the Doctor's equal. So that's why Romana is a time lady. But she left because that promise didn't kind of go through, and she just defaulted back to the damsel in distress. So that's why Mary Tam left the show. She is of Estonian descent, and she wanted to act since she was young. John Leeson does the voice of K9, and there was a funny story about this where he would, like John mentioned, he would do the voice in like a remote truck away from where the practical stuff and the scene was being filmed. And let me find that. So they were filming the remote control K9. Leeson was in a van some distance away, and during one of the breaks, using the two-way radio setup that they have, Leeson and Baker would be doing the Times crossword puzzle together as in character as the Doctor and K9. And so people that visited the set would see that and they would get a kick out of it. Okay, and then we have Beatrix Lehman as Professor Amelia Rumford.
She was a director, actress, novelist, writer. And the sad part is that she died in 79, which was just
Right
A
after
year
this.
after this, yeah.
Yeah.
but she was well known, so I think that's part of why she had so much screen time and everything.
Yeah. It's funny too. She agreed to do this episode or this story of Doctor Who because she wanted to see how K9 worked, like how they did it practically.
It's so great.
Yeah. Susan Engel plays Vivien Fay or Cessair of Diplos. Nicholas McCarty plays De Vries, and I really just love him hamming it up in this episode.
Yeah.
Elaine Ives Cameron plays Martha, which we now know is Martha, not Mother.
Not Mother.
Yeah. Gerard Cross and David McAllister voice the Megara, and James Murray and Shireen Tyler play those campers that are devoured by the Ogre.
That was a
R.I.P.
shocking
R.I.P.
scene.
Albert slept
Yeah.
through.
Apparently they did it because they woke up to the Ogre. Yeah, some just more connections with like the modern stuff we're doing. We wanted to like kind of pair
Yes,
it up
what is the connection, Robert? And I,
The house.
the house.
with Knock Knock, like that horse sort of like this is a normal place sort of, but then there's this sinister agenda, let's just say, behind things, kind of like what happened with Hercule Poirot in the Knock Knock episode. This one is Vivien Fay. And I don't know, I just thought that this was a great classic Who representation for anybody who's not familiar with it, because it has the quintessential classic Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor. We have a Time Lady, which is kind of what Clara wanted to, or we are projecting that Clara wanted to be the Doctor, so we have somebody who is of the Doctor's origin. And then it's always good to see classic K9. K9's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, and this opens up with the TARDIS spinning on a string,
Yes.
and it cuts right as the momentum of the spin is dying down, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, they couldn't just put that on a stick, like something.
No.
Maybe they should have leaned into it though and had it like swing more.
Swinging it. Swinging it over the head. Yeah. How do you like that, Doctor? Also, just before we wrap up here, there's apparently a documentary about the making of this serial, which I didn't know about. Unfortunately, I'll do some more research, but in the small amount of time I've looked right now, I can't find it streaming anywhere.
They've been cutting back on a bunch of stuff. I don't know why.
We don't have time. We don't have time to talk about that right now. I'll probably black out. But it's called Getting Blood from the Stones.
Yeah.
If I find it, yeah, and it has a bunch of people from it. It came out in 2007. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll link you guys to it if I find it, because I would be very interested to. Visual effects designers on it. Great, that's cool. Anyway, sorry.
That's Getting Blood from a Stone?
Getting Blood from the Stones.
From the Stones.
Yeah, I found that in my research. This is a rare instance where I do not have the DVD of this, and maybe it's on there, but when I was researching this as well, I was like, why is there a documentary just on this? Maybe it's worth doing. Sure enough.
Yeah.
I think it was worth doing for classic.
I mean, absolutely recommend. Honestly, also, I feel like it's a good stand. It stands by itself, so you don't really need to, especially with our info dump in the first episode. It's like, great.
Yes.
I kind of know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's some more twists and turns with the white and black guardian. And it's just very solid classic Doctor Who season.
It's a lot of space sci-fi stuff, though. This is the only one on Earth.
Yeah.
And this is one that we watched on YouTube. It's available officially from the BBC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's very nice.
Which
is
on
nice.
Tubi. It's also on Tubi.
Actually, it's not on Tubi. So I went to go watch this on Tubi, and the only thing that is on Tubi that I could see, and I looked for quite a long time, is they only have a live station of Doctor Who now.
Oh, that is weird that
And
that changed since I did this.
It's within the because I saw an article that was like, where can you watch Classic Who? And it's like, you can watch all of it on Tubi. And that article was from 2 weeks ago. So they must have just changed it.
Yeah, I'm on here right now. That's crazy because I was just watching it last week.
Yeah.
This is weird. In the list, in the playlist for Tom Baker, they don't have all the episodes in order. It goes, there's only like this one, because this is from season 16.
Yeah.
But it's not surrounded by the other season 16s.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is a little weird.
But thankful that they have like full, that's crazy. Like, I love it. But yeah, I would definitely check out the rest of it. I mean, Pirate Planet, written by Douglas Adams, so you got that there as well.
When I typed season 16 into the search on the YouTube channel, only 2 episodes from season 16 are showing up. Ribs of Observation. The
Ribose Operation.
Ooh, I honestly, the Ribs of Observation is. I might go observe some ribs for lunch after this.
Yeah, I don't see.
Oh, I was thinking more. This is classic Doctor dealing with the ribs of.
He's
going to a different route.
He's going to the space TGIF.
Either way, you should definitely check it out. It's good stuff. You got some twists and turns in the final couple of serials there. It's good stuff.
I enjoyed this. It was a good watch.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. And yes, it was more the factor of like when I was watching it. But yeah, and watching the whole 4 episodes back to back is probably too much for your average viewer. But no, I really enjoyed it. I will look up for more of Tom Baker and Romana. Yeah, I think we'll probably rewatch this one too, to see the campers getting killed.
It's honestly, I saw that and I'm like, I don't like any of this that's happening right now to these people.
The first
sleeping.
Eye candy too, because he's like,
he's shirtless. He's like, what's going on? And then now he's dead.
Okay, this is my ignorance. Eugene or John, Romana 2 was in Doctor Who before she became Romana, the actress. Was that in this season? Was she with the other Romana, or was it a different?
Leela Ward, right?
Yeah. Or yeah. Lala Ward.
Lala Ward. Lala Ward.
Where? Oh man, where did she appear first?
Sorry, that's one thing that I wanted to know, and I keep forgetting to look up or ask.
Yeah, just in the long line of people randomly appearing, she was in the Armageddon Factor as Princess Astra. It's literally the finale of this season.
It's true. Yeah.
So whatever happened behind the scenes, they said, what about you? And that's kind of where we go.
Well, just because I didn't know that she only had the one season, Romana only had one season to fill this. So it's like, well, it has to be here for her to see that face. And I didn't know where that would be in this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with Tam is very disappointing. Not on her end, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But yeah. I mean, Lala Ward's great too, but honestly probably would have liked a little more Mary Tam.
I agree with you there. Even though
it's kind of
Lala
like the whole
Ward...
Martha thing again.
Yeah,
Martha's cousin worked there.
Even though Lala Ward is the more well-received one by fans.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I love Romana too, but I feel like Romana 1 deserved better.
I agree with you there, yes.
Both can be true.
Yes.
As we mentioned also that this is the 100th Doctor Who story, so another reason to do this. Yeah, it's available on DVD, on YouTube. It is not available on Tubi at the moment, but it may be somewhere soon.
Looks like
Who
you
knows?
can buy.
This has to be a Blu-ray, right? This season?
On the Blu-ray set, I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So that wraps up the Stones of Blood. John, tell us where we can find you. Thanks for coming on as well.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I got to revisit this episode and spend time with you guys, because you can find me on Blue Sky. It's jp3.notlg.com. Notlg.com is where you will find Podcastica, my long-running Doctor Who podcast. I'm not sure when you're going to release this, but we're recording episode 354 tomorrow, and we are talking about the Prisoners of Time comic book, because we are desperately running out of things to cover. So that's where we're at right now. So yeah, I think that's everywhere you can find me.
Nice. Yeah, this will be posting in March of next year.
Holy!
We're that far ahead.
I'll be at episode 360 by then, maybe. And we'll just be talking about, I don't know, what we ate for lunch, because that'll be all we'll have left to talk about.
Just go back to the 60s on YouTube.
Oh, we've
already gone through it all.
We're hanging on to some. I can tell you who Epps left. The great document that I have that tells me what we have left. We got a couple of First Doctor stuff. We are hanging on by a thread to Tom Baker. We have one serial left to watch, and of course we chose the most controversial one to hold on till last, which is the Talons of Wang Chong. So that's how we decided to end our coverage of Tom Baker. Anyway, yeah, I joke, but we still have some stuff to cover. We're just kind of, frankly, after last season, we're a little burnt out on watching
modern
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Did you do the movies? The Peter Cushing movies?
Did we watch both of them? I know we watched one of them. We watched the first one. I can't remember if we watched the second. The second one has Wilf in it, right? Wilf's in the second one?
Yes.
I think we have watched that one.
I figured you would, but thought, well, those are overlooked sometimes. So
yes, they are.
Let's bring it up.
No, yeah, we watched both of those. We just did an American. If Paul McGann's season had been a success, what might a season of that look like after the movie? So we did some ridiculous American fan casting, which was also funny because we had our British friend join us for that, and he said, this makes me incredibly uncomfortable that this is the episode you had me on. So yeah. But yeah. Go check out Podcastica. There's way too many episodes.
Be sure to listen to their Stones of Blood episode from 6 years ago.
6 years.
Well, 7 years ago when this will come out.
Oh, geez, that's right. Good.
Timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly. Yep.
You got that right. So yeah, you can find Stones of Blood in those previous places. Thanks again, John, for coming out and taking a trip down memory or nostalgia lane, I guess I should say. So that wraps up the Stones of Blood. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time when the future becomes the present.
You just listened to an episode of Who Knew?
Our wonderful theme music is by Michael Grady.
Find him on Facebook at The Universe Explodes.
Additional music is by Damiel Paggio.
Additional music by Paul Ohlers.
All our episodes are engineered by Alburn, and you can find him at alburnbinkley.com.
You can also find this show in several places.
Follow us on Twitter at Who Knew Podcast.
Subscribe, review, and listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Or on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Who Knew Podcast.
All our episodes are on whoknewpodcast.com.
Visit our Facebook page.
Please leave comments, reviews, and click like to support Who Knew Podcast.
To listen to our show on your Amazon Echo device, subscribe to us on Amazon Music
and then ask your Amazon device to play your podcast subscriptions.
This podcast is inspired by Doctor Who,
the longest-running sci-fi show in history.
And especially the revival spearheaded by Russell T. Davis.
Thanks to Russell, Sidney Newman,
Verity Lambert, Ron Grainer,
and all those involved in the adventures of our favorite Time Lord.
Your work continues to inspire and entertain.
Hello, this is Sylvester McCoy. You've just listened to an episode of Who Knew? Clever name.
Josh.
No.
Frank.
Hi, this is Frank.
Josh, if you're ready.
Hey, this is Josh.